If you're a real estate agent, you know that leads is the name of the game. The more leads you can find, the more business you get, the more money you make. So I've compiled a list of 55 different lead sources that you can add to your business today. I'd love to know in the comments down below which lead sources you're already using, which ones you're excited to try out, and which ones you've tested in the past but they sucked. So without further ado, let's get started. So our first lead source is using predictive analytics to send postcards to people who are more likely to sell in the near future. There's multiple companies that do this, but one of those companies is Offers. OFFRS will analyze a neighborhood to determine who's more likely to sell in the near future, so you can send postcards directly to these potential sellers. On the other end of the spectrum is sending a postcard to every single door, and the cheapest way to do this is directly through the post office using Every Door Direct Mail, or EDDM. You can literally send postcards for 18 cents a pop. It doesn't get any cheaper than that. Now you'll need to get these postcards printed by a third-party printing company who hopefully already knows the size requirements for EDDM postcards. Now luckily, those sizes are actually quite large, so you can send some pretty big postcards utilizing EDDM. Now the next lead source is kind of a 2-for-1. Realtor.com purchased OpCity. OpCity used to be its own lead source, but now it's combined into Realtor.com. They offer both options. You can buy leads directly from Realtor.com, or you can use the referral system formerly known as OpCity. So the referral system will essentially give you leads up front. They're going to try to put those leads into a call center to get them on the phone and potentially give you a live transfer. If you close anything, you owe them a percentage of the commission versus just giving them money up front. And if you close anything, all the commission's yours. So check them out. Let me know what your ROI is on Realtor.com. Homes.com is obviously a competitor to Realtor.com. They're just a website, a consumer portal where the consumers are going in there, inquiring about properties, creating leads that are then sold to agents. So check them out, see how much they're charging for leads in your area, see if it's a good deal or if it's a waste of money. Zillow is the king daddy of leads when it comes to consumer portals. They are the #1 consumer portal in the nation, so they're getting the most leads. They're also usually the most expensive, but they're claiming that their leads are better. Who's to say which leads are better? That's up to you to decide. Have you ever tried Zillow? They also have a new program called Zillow Flex, which you can only get access to if you're already buying leads from them. But Zillow Flex is the Zillow's version of OpCity in that they will give you some leads up front, no charge. If you close anything, you just give them a percentage of the commission. Zillow is good for another lead source. It's called For Sale by Owners. Believe it or not, For Sale by Owners are all over Zillow. If you go onto the Zillow platform, you can actually search in your area and find the homes that are for sale by owner. There's cell phones right there for you to call. The other option is to use a third-party software that compiles for sale by owner phone numbers, something like Mojo, RedX, LandVoice, or Vulcan 7. All those companies sell for sale by owner data, so you can just call a list of people. A few other lead sources are available from those same companies, things like expired listings. Expired listings are when a home seller could not sell their home for whatever reason. Chances are they probably want to sell still, it just expired off the market. So you can reach out to them and see if they're open to listing with a different agent. In that same realm are canceled leads. Canceled are home sellers that took their home off the market. They might still want to sell, so all you gotta do is reach out to them and find out why they canceled their listing and see if they're still interested in selling. Some other lists of leads that you can call include probates. Probates essentially are the heirs of a property where the owner died. And so a lot of times the heirs actually want to sell the property. So if you can get their information, you can reach out to them and see, hey, do you guys want to sell or you want to hold on to this home? Chances are they're going to sell it. The same thing with pre-foreclosures. You can get a list of people whose homes are in pre-foreclosure, meaning the banks are going to foreclose on them soon if they don't sell. And it's probably a better idea for them to sell and take the equity than just let the bank get rid of it. Now there's a few big lenders out there like Veterans United that will actually give you leads kind of similar to the OpCity style, where they'll give you those leads up front for free, and if you close any of the leads, you actually owe them money. And they also want you to keep the customer using that lender. So obviously, if you're getting a lead from Veterans United, you probably don't want to give them to another lender. You want to keep them with Veterans United to keep them happy so they give you more leads. Rocket Mortgage, the biggest lender in the nation, does the exact same thing. You can get in their program and get leads directly from them. A lot of times consumers reach out to the lender first So they get a lender, they're pre-approved, they're ready to go, and then you catch them as a lead. On that note, you can do a little more guerrilla tactics to get leads from lenders. So we're talking about the big lenders here, but there's also lots of local little lenders around you. They're probably reaching out to you, trying to get coffee or lunch. Take them up on those offers. Meet with them, see what they have to offer, see if you can establish a friendly referral relationship, because just like the big guys, sometimes consumers call the little lenders before they call an agent. So if you have a lender referral partner and they catch a consumer that doesn't have an agent, they're way more likely to give you that lead if you've established a good relationship. Other people you can get leads from are title companies. Title companies are in the same boat. They're talking to consumers left and right all day, every day. Who is their top agent they're referring business to? Just ask them, how can you get up on that list? How can you get their referral business? Roofers are an excellent source. Roofers are hustlers. They're out there door knocking for business, putting roofs on homes. There's a lot of home sellers that are looking to fix their property up before they put it up for sale, and one of those big improvements is often a roof. So if you can get in good relationship with a bunch of roofers, they're more likely to reach out and be like, hey, I was talking to this guy on the street and he's getting a new roof from us and he said he's going to sell his home and he doesn't have an agent. Here's his number. I'm trying to reach out to him. It's the same thing with home inspectors. They're out there trying to get business from consumers. They're advertising, their marketing, they're catching consumers, and a lot of times those consumers don't have agents. So you just got to be in the right place at the right time to get that lead referral. Another huge source is investors and even wholesalers. These people are putting out bandit sites. They have telemarketers making calls. They're sending out yellow letters. They're trying to find sellers that want to sell their home at a discount. Sometimes they'll catch one. Someone's interested in selling, but they go to try and make a deal, and the seller doesn't want to do their deal. It's too low. They want more money. Well, they're probably better off listing on the market. So if you can get in with these guys, you can find out who these sellers are that aren't selling to them, but are still open and selling in general. Prime Street is a really cool company. Prime Street, similar to Op City, is out there buying leads and putting them into a call center. They're doing a really good job of getting the lead on the phone, and they do a live transfer. As soon as they get the lead on the phone, they're shooting out a lead blast offer. So if you get this notification, there's a lead in your area, you click accept. Within like a few seconds, your phone starts ringing, and boom, you've got the consumer on the phone live. That's awesome. That's going to increase your conversion rate drastically. This company doesn't charge for that up front. They want a percentage of the closing. Another company that does something kind of unique is UpNest. UpNest is kind of like the lending tree for agents. They have agents compete on commission. You have to create a proposal of how much commission you're going to rebate. If they're a buyer, you rebate commission, or if they're a seller, you have your commission agreement outlined in the proposal, and they can compare it to the other proposals they got. Now, their heavy focus is sellers, which is why I like them. I've gotten a lot of seller leads from them, and they're really an established company. So check them out. SEOUL.com seems newer to the scene, or at least newer to my scene. I hadn't heard of it until fairly recently. They actually reached out to me. I saw them at an event, and I had some other agents ask about them. So they're fairly new. I'd love to know anyone's opinion if they've used them. They're offering some sort of lead service, obviously, or it wouldn't be on the list. So check them out. Let me know what you think. Ojo or Movoto is a company that's been around for a long time. They operate a consumer portal like Zillow and Realtor.com. They do not sell leads. They only do referral style leads where you get them for free and you have to close them and you owe them a percentage. Fast Expert, same similar style. It's just one of these companies that's pulling in leads, and you can get in on their list and start getting those leads, and if you close anything, you owe them a percentage of the closing. A lot of agents really like this style because it's no risk. You don't have to pay any money up front. You only pay if you win. Estately's been around for a long time. They're a great consumer portal. They have a lot of following. They do the exact same thing. They give you leads, you close them, you pay them. Homelight's fairly new. They've done a lot of advertising recently. They have a really clean website, really clean app. It looks extremely promising. I haven't used them personally, so I'd love to know your opinion if you have. What kind of leads are they providing? What's the quality? What's your conversion rate? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys are getting some great value from this video. If you would, just smash the like button, but don't break your mouse doing it, and then hit the little subscribe and the notifications bell down in the corner. Effective Agents is kind of a cool company as well. They do the referral style lead where it's free up front, but they recently acquired a huge partnership with USAA. USAA, if you don't know, is a huge lending institution. They get tons of loans, and they have consumers coming directly to them. Now, USAA advertises a rebate to their consumers. It's not very much, but it's enough to get a few extra leads in the door, and they're essentially selling those leads through Effective Agents. So effective agents takes a percentage of your commission at closing and they send that to USAA, who then pays that to the consumer. Agent Pronto is another one of these companies. You give them your information, you sign up for their system, they'll start giving you leads. If you close anything, you owe them a percentage of the commission. Clever looks really cool as well. Like UpNest, Clever focuses on seller leads. And I don't know if you've noticed, but most of these lead sources are buyer leads. So anytime you find a seller lead source, hang on for dear life because there's a lot less seller leads than there are buyer leads. So check out Clever. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. SoldNest. This one does two things that I really like. Number one, it focuses on seller leads, and number two, it has a low referral percentage. A lot of these other companies go up to 35%. SoldNest is advertising a 25% referral. So they give it to you for free, and if you close anything, you owe them 25% of the commission at closing. Let's talk about some old school tactics for generating leads that still work today. Things like open houses. Open houses are one of my favorite lead sources for great reason. It's the only lead source out there where you can literally have people come in the door and meet you face to face, and they're out there shopping for property. You don't need listings to host open houses. I have plenty of videos on my channel that show you how to select a hot listing that you can host open and just request it from the listing agent. Another thing you can do is be a part of neighborhood events. Have you ever gone to an event and you see those tents set up where, maybe they have prizes, giveaways, or raffles or something? I went to one recently. There was a husband-wife real estate team. They had a face painting clown there. There was a line of kids, crazy long, and a huge pile of parents signing in, giving their information. You can also do more traditional networking events where everyone goes and trades business cards. You meet a bunch of people. The more people you know, the more likely you are to get referrals. And when you go to these networking events, the whole point is to get referrals from each other. So you're going to get business from it. Another old school tactic that I know works, although I don't personally employ it, I know a lot of people that do, is door knocking. Now, don't knock it till you try it, but door knocking works. And there's even apps out there for it. Apps will tell you which homes you've gone to, what happened at the home, which ones you need to hit, and so on and so forth. It's not for everybody, but it definitely works. If you're really interested in a certain area, you might try what I call farming it, which is essentially doing different things to get leads to the same people. So you can do things like circle prospecting, where you can use a program like Mojo to circle a neighborhood, pull all the phone numbers, and just start calling them. Find out if they're interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate. You can invite them to open houses, you can drop voicemails, you can do a lot of things with those phone numbers. You can also do other things in the area, like you can sponsor sports teams or even sports venues. I'm not talking about putting your signs up at the huge NHL stadium. I'm talking about the smaller stadiums. There's school stadiums, there's beer league stadiums that allow you to put up your information and advertise for way cheaper. And if you're targeting a certain area, you might check out the grocery stores in that area. A lot of them are trying to sell an advertising slot on the grocery cart. Someone goes to the grocery store, they're forced to stare at your face for an hour as they're shopping for groceries. Hey, remember that guy? He had an open house sign and he was at that networking event. It's just another way to be in their face over and over again. Another thing you might try is reaching out to some of these relocation companies. There's a lot of relocation companies out there. Every time a big company moves an employee to a different state, they often use a relocation company, or they might have an internal relocation division. So if you can reach out to some relocation companies, find out how you get involved. You can also create your own seminars or classes. You can do like a first-time homebuyer seminar and flyer an apartment complex, because obviously they don't own a home. You can do investment seminars. You'll get a lot of people there that are interested in starting to invest in real estate, and they don't have agents. They don't know the first thing of what to do, and you could be there giving the course as well as giving out your information in case anyone wants to buy a property. You can also look at networking with divorce lawyers or family law practices. My brother-in-law is a family law lawyer, and he has one real estate agent that he refers all his business to. Whenever a couple comes in that are getting divorced and they can't get along, they don't get to choose the real estate agent. The lawyer chooses it for them. So reach out to some local lawyers and see if you can get on their referral list so you can be that agent. With this big market shift, we're going to start seeing a lot more foreclosures. So you want to start getting in with the banks now. Reach out to the smaller banks and even the bigger banks and find out how you get involved in their REO division so you can be the listing agent whenever they foreclose on a property. Then we have Redfin. A lot of people don't realize that Redfin is actually a brokerage. They do employ real estate agents, but there's a lot of extra business they can't handle, and they refer it out to their partner agents. You can become a partner agent just by going to their site and signing up. You'll get leads and you owe them a percentage of the closing. There's also a company called Mellow Home. This is very similar to those other referral companies where you sign up for their list and you can start getting leads, and if you close anything, you guessed it, you owe them money at closing. If you have any interest in rentals, I highly suggest you check out Rental Beast. It's the only company I've found that will actually give you leads of people looking to rent both homes and apartment units. Rental Beast also has an MLS-like system where you can see what units are available in apartments along with how much commission each complex is offering. There's also some tried and true methods of advertising that obviously create leads. Things like radio advertising. Believe it or not, people are still advertising on radio, and especially real estate teams. I know multiple teams that use the radio a lot and they love the ROI on it. And there's even big brokerages that have completely exploded using radio. Have you ever heard of Open Door? They were famous for their radio ads and they took over as the dominant iBuyer. There's also billboards. I don't know if you've ever driven around lately, but billboards are everywhere. I was driving down the highway, I saw this hilarious real estate agent's billboard. It had this guy, he was kind of like laying there and it said, "World's greatest realtor according to my mom," in smaller print. I just thought it was kind of funny. I'm sure he's getting calls on it. You can also look at newspaper advertisements. Believe it or not, people still read newspapers, and the cost to advertise in them is really low. On the other end of the spectrum, you can look at television ads. It's not that expensive to advertise on television, especially if you're a localized spot. You can even reach out to big national networks. They're not going to put your ad all over the nation. They're going to localize it for you. You're probably carrying around a bunch of little mini billboards in your pocket called business cards, and there's tons of places you can put them. Everywhere you go, start keeping an eye out. Do you see anywhere where you can put it in one of those little caddies? Are there places that you can pin it to the wall? The more places you put that thing, the better, because they are little tiny billboards. And let's not forget about social media. You have Facebook. On Facebook, you can get organic or paid leads. You can learn how to get leads for free, and obviously they have paid options. I've gotten leads for like 50 cents. I remember one time I had this listing and I put like a $100 budget. I got like 100 leads in one day. It was crazy. So check out Facebook lead ads. They definitely work. You also have Instagram. Instagram has a larger organic reach than Facebook, in my opinion, because Facebook is mostly people that you know, whereas Instagram seems to populate out to people that you don't know. So go ahead and check out methods of getting leads from Instagram. If you check out some of the other videos in my channel, I'll go over those strategies. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Obviously, there's YouTube. You're probably watching this on YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google, so it actually gets a lot of organic traffic. So don't sleep on YouTube. Another social media lead source is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is known for having professionals. And what do professionals have? They have money. That's where the money's at. So if you get on LinkedIn and you learn how to network with it, you can actually get business from it as well. TikTok is a little bit newer to the scene. I don't have a huge following of TikTok, but I have had a closing from TikTok. Not just a lead or referral, but a lead referral that turned into a closing. So you can absolutely get business for free on TikTok, and they have advertising options as well. I hope you guys got a bunch of value out of this video. If you would, hit the like button, subscribe, and the notifications bell for more just like it. YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video next. Let me know what you think of their algorithm.